My News 26 and CCTV. It's high school basketball. Coming to you tonight from Cadillac High School.
Well, welcome back to Cadillac and CCTV and 26 Sports presentation of high school girls varsity basketball. And we had a great one here tonight as Petoskey comes an hour and a half south to take on Cadillac in a Big North contest. In a great one, they got up 11 early. Cadillac battled back. They got up 11 again, Petoskey did. Cadillac battles back. And Petoskey was able to hang on at the end there with a beautiful play by Isabel Anderson, going coast to coast with the finish and proving Petoskey to 2-0 in the Big North. Cadillac dropping to 2-2. And we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Jay, we didn't want that 3-4 record to skew your perception of what this team can do, playing some really tough opponents. If we saw what they're capable of tonight, many different weapons led by none other than Jalen Byers tonight, who just went off the rails all game long. Just the consistency. You see kids sometimes get out to a quick start like that and find a rhythm, and then halftime happens and they come out and the sweat's dry and it's just not there anymore. She kept it going all night long.
Absolutely did. Start off a little slow, 0 for 2 from the line in the opening quarter, but she had 8 in the second. She was consistent all night long. Put up 7 in the third, 4 in the fourth quarter. 2 big free throws at the end gave her team the 1-point lead. Gave their team the 1-point lead toward there at the end of the game. Then Michaela Johns tied with 1 of 2 from the line. But a game-high 19 points for the junior Jalen Byers. 11 in the second half, as we mentioned, 8 in the first half. And really got to give her a lot of credit, too, because even though Kylie Christensen led her team with 12 points, they were 12 very difficult points. And Jalen Byers was a big part of that. Obviously, the help defense was huge for this Petoskey team. Very impressed with this Northman team. They're big, they're long, they got some great guard play out of Sarah Lewis as well. And just really a very impressive showing for the Northmen.
Yeah, they did well on both ends of the floor. I mean, they did what they wanted to offensively, which obviously was get the ball early and often and a lot to Jalen Byers. And, great support from Katie Holka. She had a three-pointer in the game, and Megan Culp did her work. Josie Smith got on the board, and running the show did a great job with Sarah Lewis, and Isabel Anderson did a great job running the guard play for Petoskey, and really their defense is kind of the story for me tonight, Jay. They mixed it up a little bit. They went man-to-man. The length was bothering Cadillac. Cadillac found a way to get to the free throw line and close that early gap. And then Petoskey went to that 2-3 zone, and I thought that gave Cadillac a lot of fits. The whole we dare you to shoot defense. Cadillac didn't knock. They had some good looks, but didn't knock too many of them down. They had a little stretch where they found some creative ways to get the ball to Christensen inside, and that was little baseline cuts with some quick interior passes. But even when that happened, there were still 2 and 3 Petoskey girls surrounding Christensen, and we mentioned that length again. It's a lot bigger of a challenge than Kylie's had in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Christensen's 12 points. She only had 2 in the second half. Had a big one in the fourth quarter to keep the Vikings in on it, but they did a really nice job of bracketing her and just simply not allowing her to do what she's used to doing down low. She still gets her double figures, but it was a very difficult double figures. Hey, got to give a great shout-out to Michaela Johns, who finishes with 8 points, but she had 6 in the fourth quarter, none bigger than a huge 3 that tied the game, and then the second free throw after missing the first in that that 2-shot situation when they got the great look for her down low, trailing by 1. Senior comes back out and knocks down a very smooth-looking, in a dead quiet gym with the occasional Petoskey fan whistling and yelling stuff from different areas. It's actually harder, in my opinion, to shoot free throws when it's dead quiet than it is when everybody's going nuts. I'd rather everybody going nuts around me. I don't know how they shoot them in dead quiet, but the senior knocks that one down, and that was obviously huge because that tied the score. But it only set up Isabel Anderson, the junior's heroics there at the end. 10 seconds to go, driving the full length of the court. A little bit of a circus shot in the paint. And just a great finish. Yeah,
that was a good point about Michaela. That was tough. Cadillac showed a lot of fight. You get down in a Big North contest 11 2 different times, expend a lot of energy. We want to give credit to Petoskey. Haven't played a game in 3+ weeks, and so I was wondering how their legs would hold up in the late third, early fourth quarter. Started to see a little bit, but they pushed through and closed the game out and got a huge, tough Big North Conference win, improving their record to 4-4, and as you mentioned, 2-0, staying undefeated in conference.
Unlike us, they obviously didn't have a lot of Christmas cookies over the break.
They did not.
Hey, can I run the scoring down?
Sure.
All right. As mentioned, Jalen Byers led everybody with 19 points, but they got contributions elsewhere. Of course, hero of the game, Isabel Anderson, finishes with 7. Just 1 bucket in the second half, but none bigger than that one. 5 points for Katie Holka, all in the first quarter. She had the only 3 of the game for the Northmen. Megan Culp, the 6'2 sophomore, finishes with 4 points, and then Josie Smith, the 6'1 sophomore, and Megan Hanna each finish with a bucket to round it out. For Petoskey, they go 6 of 12 from the line on the night. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, Kylie Christensen, as we mentioned, led them with 12 points. Callie Polis finishes with 9 points, 5 of 6 from the line. Nice job by Callie. Michaela Johns with 8 all in the second half and a huge 6 in that fourth quarter to keep the Vikings within shouting distance there. Birthday girl Alexis Little finishes with 6 points, and then Hannah Emmington had a single bucket to round out the scoring for the Vikings, who were 8 of 11 from the free throw line.
Thank you, Jay, for those stats. That's hard to do. You do a good job with that. Well, we want to thank you for watching. We want to mention one more time our sponsors, High Point Cadillac GMC, Pizza Plus, and Cadillac Tire. We don't want to not mention the hardest working crew of Mackenzie Smith on camera 1, Kyle Kushmiter camera 3, Jacob Owens camera 2, keeping it all together in the truck, Dakota Pike, showing the ropes to Jacob Fulis,
Commander
and
Pike.
Morris Langworthy the third. We have a game next Tuesday. Will be a Cadillac boys basketball game right here versus Ludington on CCTV and 26 Sports, so we hope you tune in then. So for Jay Simon, I'm Kevin Gregory. Thanks for watching.